Hello everyone and welcome back to Alex Elliott Golf, and welcome to the channel if you're new to the channel. If you've already checked out this content and if you've not already subscribed, please make sure you subscribe and hit that thumbs up button down below. So today's video is all about maximising your distance with driver. I always see this and I see a lot of people talk to me and say, oh, one of the members at the golf club hits it a lot further than me and seems to be a lot more efficient in his power and what he gets out of his golf game. So today's video really addresses that. It addresses it in 3 stages. So we're going to talk about maximising your potential distance with driver. It starts with setup as stage 1. Stage 2 is talking about the feelings I want you to have through the golf ball. And stage 3 is how we're going to practice and how we're going to train ourselves to hit this driver further and get the most out of our game. Now, I think a lot of people are always conscious that they don't hit the ball as far as they think they should. So this video will really help you. So let's talk through these 3 stages to maximise your potential distance with driver. First stage is setup, second stage is in-swing feelings, and the third stage is how we're going to practice this out on the driving range. Now, let's talk about setup. And this is how I want you to stand to the ball to help you maximise that upward sit on the golf ball, to maximise that as close as we can to that high launch and low spin effect we always hear the commentators talk about on TV. Now, firstly, I want you to feel that this ball position is just inside our left heel. So if you drew a line now from the ball, it'll be pointing directly at my left heel, and you can see that there. Now, from there, if you always have a zip or your buttons on your t-shirt, let's feel like the buttons on your t-shirt, we're going to tilt these shoulders, and you're going to see now, feel like the zip is pointing down at your ball position now. So it's going to be pointing down here. So the buttons on my t-shirt or my sternum, is that line is going to be pointing down at my ball position, and this is going to help us get these shoulders on this ascending arc. It's going to help me feel that my head's slightly behind the ball, so the bottom of my arc is happening before the golf ball to again help us hit on the ascending arc. And then from there, let's feel that we've got a nice wide athletic stance. And the word athletic I think is key, because we've got to be ready. We've got to be ready to hit this driver a long way. If we stand to it kind of lethargically and lazy, we're not going to be in the best position to hit this driver a long way. So we want to be athletic, we want to have these shoulders just on the up, so it's pointing down at our ball position. Then our hands just want to be on the golf ball. I find a lot of people either have them too excessively forward, opening this face out to the right, or then too excessively back, and this adds loft and gets this kind of loft pointing up to the left. So a club face actually look a little bit close to you. So I want you to feel like these hands and this butt of the club is on the golf ball here. So this is my ideal setup with driver. Check points: ball position inside left heel, shoulders slightly on the ascending arc, head feeling like it's slightly behind the golf ball, ready stance, and hands on the golf ball. That is my ideal setup for driver to help you maximise your distance. So that's point 1 taken care of. Point 2 is all about the swing feelings. Now, these are kind of loose terms. I'm going to talk about a few now to help you maximise your distance. My feeling that I think when I'm playing on the golf course and I'm playing well, I like to feel with the club head, I make a long swoosh. And what I mean by that is I take a nice backswing, and from this top of the backswing with the club head, I feel like I make a nice long swoosh and gather of the golf ball. It's not a flash at the bottom with lots of speed, it's a swing back and a gather of speed into the golf ball. So I can demonstrate this here by turning my golf club round. It doesn't feel a flashy swoosh, it's a nice long swoosh from the top of the backswing in transition down into impact. So that's my first feeling I have to maximise distance. My second feeling would be I like to feel that the golf club is wide on the way back and then wide and long on the way through, not narrow and arm close to the body. I like to feel that I've got a long right arm on the way through, something like this. And these are all feelings that I have to try and create a maximum distance with driver. Now, the final feeling / drill is what we've got set up here on the floor, and this is what I'd have and I visualise out on the golf club. So we've said we want to hit that driver on the up. So imagine we had a wall just in front of us. This line here is just propped up on some tees, and this represents our wall. I want you to feel when you're standing to this golf ball, we're going to create that long swoosh and wide on the way through. We're going to get this golf ball in the air and wide and long in the air. I always like to work on a bit of negative feedback, bit of visualization, and this really gives me that feeling to create those optimum launch conditions. So optimum launch conditions, we're talking about that high launch, low spin, and really getting that rainbow flight and rainbow carry and a bit of rollout at the end also. So they're my 3 feelings I like to have out on the golf course, out when I'm practicing, to help maximise my distance. Now, I think a lot of people stand to drive and they don't really trust themselves, and it's that short flash and trying to guide it down there. Really feel like just let it go. For me, it takes a lot to do this, but I always think I'd love to hit a shot where, even if it goes offline, I've truly committed to it. I've not stood there and tried to guide it. I've truly committed to it and let the club go, and I've really seen that ball travel down the fairway. And it takes a lot of trust and a lot of practice on the driving range to do that, but it's something we all can achieve. Now, the final point is how we're going to practice this out on the driving range. Now, it's very hard. A lot of people think, all right, okay, I need to up my club head speed to hit it further. Yes, we do need a faster club head speed, but we also need to make sure we maintain strike. So whilst we're trying to swing the club faster, we need to make sure we maintain our balance, almost like we're posing for a photo. So that's absolutely key. So let's not go away from that feeling. So how would I practice this? Now, I always like to practice in groups of 5 balls, and what I mean by this is I have 3 golf balls where I'm going to feel like I'm going to hit this as hard as I can whilst maintaining balance, and then 2 I'm going to have as my fairway finder shot, because it's important to keep that shot in there. Now, what I mean by this is I'd take my nice stance, athletic, correct ball position, shoulders set correctly. I'd take a few practice swings now, feeling I really tried to feel like I hit that as hard as I could, but maintaining balance. And I'd do that for the first 3 shots on the range. Then the next 2, I'd kind of hit my fairway finder shot. So I've got a really good balance. I've got the first 3 trying to up my club head speed and up my trust with doing that. And I'd set my fairway on the range also. And then my final 2 would be my fairway finder shot. So you've got your 3 stages. And I always think if people want to actually increase their club head speed, they've got to train to do it. There's no point training to say, for example, swing the club head at 100 miles an hour and then never actually trying to train ourselves past that, because we never will train ourselves past that. If you want to get to that point where we're swinging this driver at, say, 110 miles an hour, we've got to train for that. Now, for some people this may not be obtainable due to physical limitations, but it's all relevant, it's all relative to each player. If we train to swing the club faster whilst maintaining balance, we will hopefully do that. So let's be positive and let's train in that mental space. So I'm going to do this. This is going to be my drive now, where I'm going to hit it as hard as I can to my feeling of my all-out drive. That's my feeling there. Really nice shot, really nice content, and really feeling like I hit it as hard as I could whilst maintaining my balance. So you've got the 3 stages there: the setup, the feelings, and the way to practice on the driving range. Thank you for watching today's video on Alex Elliott Golf. If you've not already, guys, please make sure you subscribe to this channel. Give it a thumbs up and give me a comment down below if you're now swinging the driver faster.